From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley on today's Cash Close. And the name of this video, S&P ECB Shake Bake. The high of the day in the S&P came in at 2.077 even, midday or mid-afternoon. The low came in at 2.061 half, mid-morning. And last, we're 2.06960. We're down, down 3 handles on the day. Total volume is low. 1.35 million minis trade, with 225,000 of that coming from Globex and 7,000 big S&Ps in the pit. I want to remind everybody, 7,000 S&Ps did not trade in the pit, but we are going into the December roll, and that could be part of that. MOC, the MIM had it again. The MIM started out big to buy, and as the S&Ps were going up, it started to continue to go up a little bit, and then the S&P sold off, and then really what happened was when we got back down to 66 even, the S&P held firm at that level, and as the MIM increased into the close, and the actual MOC came out by 860 million. Tomorrow we've got the jobs Friday number, we've got the international trade number, we've got Loretta Meester from the Fed speaking, we've got factory orders, Stanley Fischer speaking, and consumer credit. Now look, it's been a long week of trade here, and today what happened was Mario Draghi from the ECB put off any decision about what they're going to do, their next steps, if they really have any steps left, into the beginning of next year, into January. And that seemed well enough alone. The S&P reacted in kind, it sold off a little bit, but then after that low was made early, the S&P started ripping back higher again, and then right after the S&P jumped 10 or 11 handles off the low, out came some stuff about what they expect to hear or what the ECB expects to do in January, and the S&P took off to the upside. It was almost like someone released some information that was supposed to come out next month, but to tell you the truth, I think it was already information that was already out there, and the S&P reacted in kind on the upside. Now look at what we see here, and I'm part of this, is that the retail still is fighting the upside. You know, the S&P rallies, or the S&P sells off. I saw the lows. The S&P rallies 10 or 11 handles, put a little out there, and then all of a sudden some headline or something pops up, and the algos take the S&Ps up 7 handles in about a minute and a half. So that's the way the trade goes. And then the other thing is, I think the consensus for non-farm payroll is 230,000. It's our guess that the number may come in higher, and it could lead to some type of counter trend Friday. But all in all, traders, I think it's important to really pay attention to what I've been saying for a long time. If you want to know where the S&P is going, follow the money, follow the imbalances, and clearly these imbalances have been to the buy side going into the first few days of December. We'll keep it like that, and we'll see you tomorrow on the opening print.